6:18 now, switching things up. Temperatures are back up and snowpack across southwest Montana quickly turning to runoff. That's forcing the closure of some fishing access sites and posing some dangerous conditions for people near the rivers.
Yeah, this week in Fish and Wildlife, we visit a raging Gallatin River to talk about safety on and near Montana's rising rivers.
This week in Fish and Wildlife, sponsored by your local Montana Toyota dealers.
Thursday morning time once again for This Week in Fish and Wildlife. We are on the road. We're on the Gallatin River. Morgan Jacobson joining us this morning. A very iconic spot here on the river. House Rock right behind us, and the Gallatin is flowing.
Yeah, you know, Chet, this is the time of year when things are at their most dangerous conditions here on the river for floaters, for recreationists. So, you know, we just want people to remember and be aware that this is, you know, there's a lot of unique hazards to this time of year that people should be aware of.
Yeah, it's a really nice graphic display of that. Two giant trees literally leaning up against House Rock right now, and you can barely see most of those trees. There's a lot happening below the surface here as well.
That's right. Some of these high flows that we're getting because of the recent warm temperatures we have create obstacles and obstructions that aren't immediately apparent when you're coming down the river. And that creates, you know, some really dangerous situations. You know, like you said, behind us we've got two logs that are right on either side of House Rock. You know, a classic, you know, condition that creates hazards for boaters. But it's not just the upper river, it's also the lower parts of the Gallatin River and other rivers that can have similar obstructions, log jams, you know, eddies and things like that create really deep water, hazardous conditions, and high flows for folks.
Certainly, if you're going to be on the water, there's a hazard, but there's folks stopping here right now, taking pictures and that. One wrong footstep, and you're in a world of trouble in a hurry.
Yeah, even when you're standing on shore, the risks are still there. You know, what we like to tell people is whether you're on the water or right next to the water, always a good idea to have rescue equipment with you. A life jacket, for example, a throw rope, flotation device. Those are all really good things to have. You know, another hazard, Chet, is since this is fresh runoff, the water temperature is really cold. And as you know, that creates a risk for hypothermia. Once you're in the water, reduces the time that you're able to get yourself out, that your muscles are useful. So, you know, really important to be safe this time of year. Yeah,
let's not forget, about 15 minutes ago, that was snow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we've had some warm days these past few days, and you know, especially at night when temperatures no longer drop below freezing, that creates conditions like this where we see really high flows, really cold water, and dangerous conditions.
And the reality is this is only going to last for a short period of time. The Gallatin is going to be fishable again. You're going to be able to get the rafts out on the water again. It's just for a few days here in the spring where it's a good idea to avoid it.
That's right. Yeah, you know, it could last, you know, a week or two. Now is a great time to explore the lakes we have around here. Much safer. Still kind of cold, but you know, we don't have these really high flows to worry about. And like you said, this summer things will be back to ideal conditions for fishing and floating.
That's perfect. Again, Morgan Jacobson joining us this morning. Maybe go check out some of the nearby lakes. Lava Lake Trail's not all that far from here.
That's right.
Maybe that's one to go hit.
Exactly.
All right, Morgan, thank you very much. And that's This Week in Fish and Wildlife.
This Week in Fish and Wildlife was sponsored by Toyota. Let's go places.